Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of 9 RIP running on Nintendo Switch 2. She looked away, falling silent, perhaps holding back her thoughts. Same here.
そうか。では次は職員室に行こう。あそこは広いから2人で。
待ってちょうだい。そのことで話があるの。
Oh, this must be about the topic before. You mean about how to return the school to normal? She nodded, and I noticed Kudaha's face contort with confusion. According to her, there's something strange about the air in this place. So instead of escaping through the window, we should restore the school to its original state. I glanced at her, signaling for her to continue with her explanation.
ここは隔離用のようでいて隔離用ではない。学校のようでいて学校ではない。おそらくどの世界にも属していない。何が原因でそうなっているのかわからないけれど、この空間を元の学校に戻さない限り、ここにいる全員が閉じ込められたままよ。
どうしてそれがわかる？
私たち幽霊が物をつかめて聖者と触れ合うことができるのよ。それだけでここが元のうつしよの学校ではないとわかるでしょ？
The mortal realm?
それに即席で隔離用ができるというのもおかしな話。つまりどちらの世界でもないと結論付けられるのではなくて。
Excuse me, but what do you mean when you say the mortal realm?
あなたがもともといた世界、聖者が住む世界はうつしよと呼ばれているわ。
Huh, I've never heard that term. Still, it sounded like something Sayaka would know all about.
今のが正しければ、元の学校は今も変わらずうつしよに存在しているということになるか。
ええ、その通りです。
I turned towards the source of the voice and saw a man standing there in unusual attire.
聖夜さん、タイミング悪く訪ねてきてしまったわね。
まさかこのようなことに巻き込まれるとは思ってもみませんでしたよ。
今日は初めて会うものが多い日だ。
The way he spoke, I could tell that Kudaha didn't know who this man was either.
こちらは私の友人で聖夜さんよ。普段は地獄で大監視をしていて、生前に罪を犯した死者を管理しているわ。
Hell? Even Kudaha seemed taken aback.
彼女とは昔からの仲でして、たまにこうして訪ねているのですが、到着して少し経った頃、急に景色が変わったので驚きました。どういうことなのか突き止めるため校内を調べて回っていたのですが、残念ながら原因はつかめず。
This person called Saya keeps staring intently at me. What's going on?
幽霊のみがこの現象に巻き込まれている、そういうふうに見ていたのですが、あなただけは違うようですね。失礼ですが、これはあなたが原因ではと疑わざるを得ません。
Me?
何か怪しげな儀式でもされたのでしょうか。
No, I didn't. I've done absolutely nothing. I fell asleep in my classroom, and when I woke up, the whole world was like this. Do I have to keep explaining this? It's so embarrassing.
学校で居眠り、罰が当たったのでしょうか。
Just for sleeping at school?
今のは冗談です。
That's not funny at all.
とりあえずここが異界だというのは間違いないのか。
おそらくは正式な隔離でないことは確かです。この空間を元の学校に戻すほか、写し世に帰る方法はないでしょう。
His words mirrored the girl's.
とは言っても簡単にはいかないだろう。原因も分かっていないんだしな。
原因。
He stared at me, his eyes searching for something. He suspected me before. It's obvious he thinks this is somehow my fault. I haven't done anything, really.
そう思いたいのですが、私が調べ回ったところ、この空間に存在する聖者はあなた一人なのですよ。居眠りする前、何か前触れはありませんでしたか？おかしな現象があったなど。
Thinking back, all I could recall was I took out the college choice printout from my desk, but then I couldn't remember anything after that. Why can't I remember?
例えば居眠りする直前でなくとも最近おかしなことはなかったか。
The voice I heard just before falling asleep. Speaking of which, I heard some strange voices right before going to bed a few days ago.
もうすぐです。もうすぐあなたを闇へ誘う準備が整います。暗闇に落ちても恐れず立ち向かって。あなたには乗り越える力があるのだから。
I hid under the covers, certain I heard that voice. I fell asleep right after, so maybe it was just a dream? I shared my story, though still unsure. They all fell silent, leaving me wondering if I was wrong to tell them. Are they annoyed? Do they think I'm just rambling about some dream?
闇へ誘うという言葉。
Goodhow glances at the others, seemingly asking them to chime in.
同意見よ。この世界を作り出したものの言葉にしか聞こえないわ。
写し世から聖者を一人連れ去るため、このような世界を作り出すとは神の仕業だとしか思えません。
A deity? The sudden introduction of gods into this discussion left me stunned.
つまり彼女は神隠しにあったということ？
まあ確定ではないですが、このようなことができるのは神ほどの力を持つ者でなければ無理でしょう。
Spirited away. Sayaka's words echoed in my mind.
成見ヶ浜も昔から神隠しが多い土地って言われてるんだよ。何しろ行方不明者が全国平均の 1.9 倍。特に大きい事件は戦後の1949年。 なんと7人も神隠しにあったとかで、これは当時の新聞欄を賑わせて。
Was I really spirited away?
もし神様の力が働いたのなら、こちらもそれと同じことをしたらどうかしら。
まさかあなたが過去やったようになさるのですか？
Oh, well, what are you two talking about?
神隠しには神隠しで対抗するのよ。
She then approached me.
あなたが神隠しにあって、どういうわけか学校ごと異界に飛ばされた。それなら今度はあなたの手で神隠しを起こすのよ。
How can I do that? That sounds impossible.
いいえ、できるのよ。帰る方法があるのならこれしかない。あなたに神隠しを起こしてもらうわ。
I'm assuming they know how to do that. Chapter 2. To force my own spiriting away. It wasn't just me. Even Kudaha looked surprised. So I'd use similar power to return this entire space to the mortal realm. Is that the idea?
ええ、そうよ。
失敗すれば隔離を側へ行くことも考えられますが。
それなら他に方法はあって。
Hold on. I don't even know how to begin thinking about this spiriting away process. I'm not a deity. I don't have any powers like that.
それは俺も思うところだが、
With this, Kudaha turned to look at the girl.
起こす方法を知っているから提案した。そうだろ
ええ、そうよ。聞いたことはないかしら。学校の七不思議をすべて呼び覚ませば神隠しに会うという噂を。
Sayaka mentioned something like that too.
学校の七不思議をすべて起こすと神隠しに会う。
Oh, I haven't heard that one. Is it a local legend too? Which school is it about?
これはネットにあったものでね、どこっていう場所は載ってなくてさ。七不思議はこの現実世界にはありえないもの、つまり聖者の領域を犯す事象だから、それをすべて起こすと境界線が揺らぐ。気づけば辺りは赤に染まり、この世のものではない景色が広がって、そうなれば最後はもう元の世界へは戻れない。永遠に赤の世の住民になってしまう。
But isn't that just an urban legend?
私の時代にもその都市伝説があったのよ。そしてそれは実証されている。私がそれを成し得てしまったのよ。
You caused a spiriting away? The girl looked melancholic and nodded slowly.
神隠しを起こした少女。
Kudaha murmured, seemingly knowing something, and turned away.
私は当時通っていた学校で七不思議をすべて呼び覚ました。そして生きながらにして隔離世である地獄へと飛ばされてしまった。
After a brief pause, she glanced at Saya.
そこで出会ったのが聖夜さんよ。
Oh, Saya, sorry.
地獄で聖者一人化け物に襲われて、聖夜さんが助けに入ってくれたわ。
助けたとは言えません。結果的にあなたは亡くなったのですから。
気に病まないで。現実から逃げたくて神隠しを行ってしまった私が愚かだったのだから。
Despite her words, Saya continued to frown. So she died because she spirited herself away. Seiya mentioned that such acts were difficult without divine powers, but even without divine powers, humans could still cause it if they knew how. But that means... can I ask something? I cautiously raised my hand. Everyone looked at me, making me even more nervous. After hesitating for a moment, I decided to voice my concerns. Given what you just said, it sounds like forcing a spiriting away is very dangerous for humans. If I try to spirit myself away, I might end up in hell, in the hidden realm, in which case, wouldn't I end up just like her? I kept that last bit to myself, but the thought weighed heavily on my mind. Given that everyone was trying to find a way to return, perhaps it was selfish for me to worry only about myself, but I'm scared of dying. I don't want to do this.
そうよね。ごめんなさい。あなたへの配慮に欠ける提案だったわ。本当にごめんなさい。
Oh, it's okay.
彼女にさせるべきではないな。もっと安全に帰る方法があるはずだ。
私もそう思うのですが、あまり時間は残されていないかと。
Seiya looked at me with a grave expression on his face.
ここの空気は確実にあなたを蝕んでいくでしょう。本物の隔離である地獄ほどではありませんが、幽霊と共にいて正気でいられるはずもなく、ここの空気のよどみはあなたの体からぬくもりを奪っていく。聖者には厳しい環境なのは間違いありません。他の方法を探っているうち死ぬでしょう。
The seriousness of Seiya's tone was enough to let me know for sure. He's not exaggerating. He's telling the truth. Then, despite the risks, I would likely have to try to force a spiriting away.
これは私の勝手な考えですが、神のご意志で神隠しにあったのなら、神には何か思惑があるはず。戯れなのか、彼女を思ってされたのか、わかりかねますが、何にしても神は今も彼女を見ていらっしゃるでしょう。
You mean right now? I knew there was no way for me to see it, but that didn't stop me from looking around. This is way more than just creepy. This is genuinely frightening.
大丈夫だ。そばにいるから。
He patted me reassuringly. His simple act of kindness began to put my fears at ease.
神が見ているからなんだという。話が見えないぞ。
もし神様のお気に召せば、神隠しを起こした際、うつしお側へ戻るよう手を貸してくださる。そういうこと？
Seiya's approving nod caused me to think. If that's the case, then using this spirited away method might not be as dangerous as I thought. Maybe that really is the way home.
お前はどう思う？
Kudaha seemed keen on putting my wishes first. I was worried. Worried as I was, if doing nothing meant death, and I had to take my chances. I'm going to try to force a spiriting away.
それなら俺はお前に協力しよう。無事にうつしおへと帰れるようにな。それに俺も帰りたいんだ。あちらには幽霊の友人がいるからだ。
私にも協力させてくれないかしら。あなたに私のような思いはさせたくないの。
Thank you, both of you. Their willingness to help moved me deeply. I expressed my gratitude with a deep bow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. As I looked up, I was met with their comforting smiles, which caused me to smile in return.
さっきの話の通りなら時間が限られている。ここの空気にやられる前に今すぐ動くべきだろう。
Right. So, could you tell us more about how the spiriting away process works? The girl nodded and began her explanation.
あなたは成見ヶ浜高校に伝わる七不思議をすべて知っていて？
Well, I concentrated, trying to recall all I could, and began sharing what I knew. I only know about the ones my friend told me about. Firstly, there's Kata Kata.
それは俺の噂話だら。
I nodded in agreement with Kuraha, and also, I glanced towards the girl.
保健室の少女ね。私だわ。
So that was her after all. I didn't know what she thought about the rumors, but out of the 7 wonders, I sighed in relief that the 2 were already here. And then there is a Hanako of the toilet on the 2nd floor, plus the library's wish-granting book. A slight shiver ran down my spine as I thought of the next wonder. Lastly, on the central stairwell, between the 1st and 2nd floor, there's the grasp of the mirror rumor. That's all I know, just those 5.
あと2つね。私はここにいるばかりだから、あまり噂話には詳しくなくて。
なら他の幽霊に聞いて探せばいいな。
あら、あなたも知らないのね。
怖い話は得意ではなくてな。
I would have thought that ghosts would all be into that kind of thing. Though maybe I'm stereotyping a bit here.
それなら、あとの2つは私が探すとして、あなたには分かっている分の七不思議を呼び覚ましてもらうわ。
So, that will be my role in all of this. I listened, feeling the weight of the tasks ahead.
手順だけで言えば簡単よ。その1、目の前に現れた怪異が本当に七不思議に該当しているのか確かめる。その2、怪異から本当の名前を教えてもらう。呼び覚ました証拠としてね。
Their real name. Her words reminded me of what Kuraha mentioned about saying my own name out loud. If it can be used to cure, or if it can be used to curse someone or confirm they're awakened, there must be so much power associated with names. I guess that's how a mere human could get spirited away.
今の手順を怪異と会話することでこなしていくのよ。
So I really do need to talk to them?
聞き方によっては教えてくれないばかりか、精神的に参ってしまうような出来事が起こるかもしれない。だから十分に気をつけてね。
Right. After encountering the boy in the mirror, I had a sense of what that felt like. It was psychologically draining. The thought of having to talk to these ghosts and potentially losing my mind was almost too much to bear.
俺は彼女についていこう。危険な目に遭わせられないからな。
Thank you. Having you by my side definitely makes me feel safer. Expressing my gratitude, I thought I saw Kuraha blush slightly. It's probably just the red glow here.
私はさっきも言った通り、残りの2つを探すわね。
Thank you. That would be very helpful.
こんなこと言ったら気を悪くするでしょうけど、今の状況なら神隠しを起こしやすいわ。この世界だからこそ、霊感がなくても幽霊の姿が視認できて発見しやすいのだから。
I suppose that's true. I never thought of myself as someone with the power to see ghosts.
だからあなたがここの空気に侵される前に手早くこなしていきましょう。
Her optimism was infectious and gave me the motivation to press on. I'll give it my all. Seiya, who had been quietly observing until now, looked up and began to speak.
この世界だからこそ、その点で言えば曖昧だからこそ起きていることがあります。まず幽霊が聖者や物質に触れられること、逆に聖者も幽霊に触れられること、他にも何か写しようではありえないような断りに反していることはありませんでしたか？
I guess I would have to say being dragged into the mirror. The grasp of the mirror ghost nearly dragged me into his mirror.
鏡の中の
Is something wrong?
ああ、いえ。引きずり込まれそうになったのは聖者にしかない魅力に惹かれたからでしょう。気をつけなければ取りつかれます。 私は地獄の大看守ですから、聖者に魅了されないよう訓練を受けていますが。
Then Seiya glanced at the others.
私は訓練を受けていないから気をつけなければね。
そうだな。もし俺に対して異常を察知したら遠慮なくひっぱたいてくれ。
Huh? What? I can't do that.
明暗ね。衝撃で目が覚めるかもしれないわ。私に対しても気を使わずに手刀でも何でもかましてちょうだい。
Her earnestness left me unsure of what to say. I don't know how to do a karate chop. That was the only response I could muster. Oh, right. There's one more thing. I saw something when touched. I thought I saw some kind of vision when the hand reached her.
なるほど。それは正しく断りに反していますね。おそらく心残りを強く持つ幽霊の思念が流れ込んできたのでしょう。ここにいる幽霊は心残りがあって成仏できずにいる者たちですから。
Things left undone. That means both the girl and Kuraha have their own unresolved issues. Just then, the image of the boy in the mirror flashed before my eyes. Living with those lingering regrets must be incredibly sad and painful. I wonder if he even wants to cross over. Maybe not. That was obviously a sensitive topic, one that needed to be approached with care. It also made me wonder if the headache I felt at that time was a reflection of his own pain. Ah, that's right. When we touched, I felt as though I had a terrible headache. Could that happen again?
危険ですから、今後はあまり触れないように。闇に染まっている思念なら、あなたの精神に支障をきたします。逆にそういった思念でないならば、危険はないのですが。
The girl glanced between Kuraha and me.
先ほど彼に背を触れられていたけれど、その時は大丈夫そうだったわよね。
I think it's fine if we touch through our clothes.
そう。知っておいてよかったわ。こちらも気をつけるわね。
She then gave Kuraha a sharp look.
俺も気をつけるつもりだ。触れないよう我慢しよう。
Huh? What does that mean, hold back? I couldn't quite grasp the situation, but didn't press for more details. I'll try to avoid direct contact as well. Feeling somewhat embarrassed for Kuriha and by the situation, I spoke up too.
ああ、そうだな。
For some reason, Kuriha looked gloomy as he spoke. Maybe he doesn't want me seeing his lingering regrets. I decided to be careful moving forward with him. There shouldn't... Huh? I noticed Seiya is starting to fade, which caused me to blink in confusion. Seiya, your body.
もう間もなく帰還の時です。私は特殊な方法でこちらに来ているので、時間が限られていましてね。
Return? Is he going back to hell now?
待って。せいやさんに話があるのよ。
それなら俺たちは先に行動するか。時間が惜しいからな。
Right. Seiya, thank you for all your help. Seiya smiled back at me. Thus, then he gave me a slight bow.
どの会議に会うか考えているか。
I think maybe we should start off with one of the kinder ghosts. That was when it hit me. I forgot to ask the girl in the nurse's office her name.
確かにそうだったな。話の成り行きで聞きそびれてしまった。今は話中だろうから後回しにするしかないか。
Right. So excluding her, we still have, considering where we were, the closest potential ghost would be the one in the library and the one in the mirror on the stairway. I guess I had to meet that boy in the mirror again. I was scared, but I knew I'd have to face him eventually. Given how scared I am, maybe it's better to get that one over with first. The boy in the mirror. That was when I noticed Kudaha's dejected gaze. What is it? You're just staring at the nurse's office.
ああ、いや、少し気になることがあってな。
What is it? Kudaha looked away from me again. Seeing him hesitate, I quickly backtracked. Sorry, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
謝るようなことではない。気にするな。
Well, alright then. As I continued to contemplate which ghost to meet next, Kudaha stood up.
いや、やはり話しておこ
Alright. I wonder what this could be about. Kudaha looked serious, which only increased my anxiety.
う。今から話すのは、ある事件についてだ。時代で言うと、1949年。
So from about 70 years ago?
ちなみに俺が生きていた時代だ。
Huh? I had no idea he lived so long ago.
俺だけではないぞ。この学校にいる他の幽霊の中にも、同じ時代を生きていた者たちがいる。
Oh, really? So all the ghosts here were from the same time period. That seemed like a huge coincidence. Well, actually, I can't say for sure. Either way, it's not like I know a lot about ghosts.
その幽霊たちは、口々にこう言っていてな。神下ろし事件に巻き込まれて死んだ。
The Divine Invocation incident? I'd never heard of that before. So does that mean all the ghosts here were caught up in some kind of incident and died that way? If the incident took place in 1949, that was a long time ago, so it would make sense I'd never heard of it. Then something about that year struck me.
こういう各地の伝承と同じようにね、成見ヶ浜も昔から神隠しが多い土地って言われてるんだよ。何しろ行方不明者が全国平均の 1.9 倍。特に大きい事件は戦後の1949年。なんと7人も神隠しにあったとかで、これは当時の新聞欄を賑わせて。
I think I did hear about that. During that year in Nanimigahama, 7 people were spirited away.
神隠しと取り上げたのは低俗な雑誌のたわごとでしかない。正しくは行方不明と報道され、後に殺されたと分かってな。つまり殺人事件だ。行方不明とされた7名のうち6名がこの地で遺体となって発見され、神下ろし事件と名付けられた。
Wait, by this very land, do you mean...
言葉通り、ここ、成見ヶ浜高校だ。もっと正確に言えば、今俺たちがいる塔、本館の位置。
I felt a chill run down my spine. I never knew the school I attended was ground zero for a series of murders. Thinking back on it, I recalled the school being built in the 1970s. So the incident happened long before the school was built.
ああ、あの時代この本館の位置には、月神という町の名士の屋敷が建っていてな。
One more thing. You said 6 bodies were found, but what about the 7th?
遺体が見つからなかったんだ。そのことから神隠し説が濃厚とされてな。しばらくこの町を騒がせていた。
So the spirited away rumors still remained because the last body was never found.
さっき、神隠しを起こしたと発言した者がいただろう。
I was starting to get what Kudaha was hinting at. The girl in the nurse's office. Kudaha nodded.
おそらくあの少女は月神結衣。神下ろし事件が起こった屋敷、月神家。その家の一人娘の名だ。
I hadn't expected this connection.
もしあの少女が月神結衣ならば、彼女の内情に関わることだから話していいものか悩んだのだが。
You mean because I forgot to ask her name? Kudaha shook his head in response.
もしかしたら 学校の七不思議の会に神殺し事件の被害者がいるかもしれない。そうだった場合、月神の姓は必ず出てくる。恨み事の一つとしてな。
Seeing as their lingering regrets likely had to do with their murders, I quickly understood and shivered at the realization.
あの少女が月神ゆいと名乗ったとして、お前がこの事件を知らずに別の会から月神の姓を聞いたら動揺するだろう。そのような事態に陥ればうまくことが運ばないかもしれない。そう思ってな。
So he did this to ensure I wouldn't be overly stressed. He did it so I could remain calm when talking to the other ghosts. Kudaha. I promise to do my best. I'll do my best. Let's make sure everyone gets back home safe and sound.
そうだな。俺も精一杯お前に尽くそう。
Thank you. Filled with motivation, Kudaha seemed to sigh with relief.
安心した。実はお前を怖がらせるのではと不安に思っていた部分もあってな。
Kudaha, everything you told me was important for me to know. There's no reason for me to be afraid. That had been the case this whole time. Given how kind he had been towards me, I felt no reason to be afraid around him. I must have really hurt his feelings when I looked so scared of him at first. Looking back on it, I realized how rude I was. Please allow me to apologize. If only I had the chance to do it over again.
出会いからか。俺はやり直したくないんだがな。
Really?
ああ。幽霊となってからあの時ほど嬉しい言葉を送られたことはない。今も俺の心を温めているんだぞ。
Huh? What do you mean? Kudaha chuckled as he spoke.
友人からカラカラさんの噂話を聞かされた時、言っていたじゃないか。
I don't know. I just feel bad for him. I mean, ever since he died, he's been wandering, searching for his memories. It's pretty sad. You heard all that? I had thought back on that event when I first entered this world and was surprised to learn that Kudaha and I had already met.
寄り添うようなあの言葉に、俺は胸を打たれてな。それで、ずっとお前に伝えたかったんだ。ありがとう。
His words of gratitude were so unexpected. Could it be... In the hallway at dusk, it wasn't just my imagination. I sensed the presence of Katakata, or Kudaha. His desire to thank me let me sense his presence there with me. Looking back, it felt like nothing short of a miracle, and also so romantic that he tried to reach out to me like that. I'm so happy you told me. I promise to always remember it. I spoke with a smile, and Kudaha smiled back at me.
少し長話してしまったな。さて、一人目の会に会いに行くか。
Right. I told him we would first visit the boy in the mirror, and the two of us walked side by side as we headed down the hallway. Kudaha's perspective. As I walked with her down the central hallway, I was still filled with elation. Not only was I finally able to thank her, she responded with a warm smile. There was nothing better than that smile. From the moment I met her, she continued to warm my frozen heart. Was my attraction only because she was a member of the living? No, that didn't seem to be the only reason. I'd encountered many living before, but none drew me in the way she did. I had no doubt these feelings for her were genuine. I just couldn't find the right words. By the way, Kudaha, you mentioned disliking scary stories, right? Are you sure you're okay with meeting the Seven Wonders?
ああ、そのことか。引きずり鏡のものなら平気だ。
Right, you seemed okay back when we first encountered him too. I'm glad you're all right with it. It seems she was genuinely concerned for me. Her kindness warmed my heart yet again. Yet I knew it was wrong of me to only receive kindness from her. I needed to provide her with comfort too. No matter what, I would be her light of hope, guiding her through the darkness. I will send her back to the mortal realm. Protagonist perspective. Back with our protagonist. We talked as we climbed the stairs. Kudaha mentioned that his presence might deter the boy from appearing, so we decided he should wait behind the wall, out of sight from inside the mirror. As for me, I stood a short distance from the mirror as I peered into it, waiting for the ghost from before to appear. I don't see him. Kudaha said previously that he could sense the presence of ghosts and would even see him in the mirror at times. But whenever he touched him, the ghost would always flee back deeper into the mirror. Maybe calling out to him would work? Ghost in the mirror, please come out. I called to him and waited, but no response came. Maybe once isn't enough? Please come out, I wish to speak. Nothing. It seemed the boy was nowhere to be found. Maybe one more try? I need your help. You're my only hope. He still won't come out. I cast a glance towards Kudaha, and he just shook his head. Turning back to the mirror, I noticed... Something's different. Peering closer, a dark shadow on the staircase caught my eye. 2 dim lights flickered, sending shivers down my spine. Camouflaged against the background, they were barely visible, but they seemed to be eyes. I glanced back at Kudaha, seeking confirmation, and he nodded. So? You're there, aren't you? I'd really like to talk with you. The shadow twitched slightly, but remained silent. He's near, and that reaction means he heard me. But from this distance, I needed to find a way to draw him in. He seemed intrigued by my warmth before. Perhaps getting closer to the mirror might coax him out. I knew it was risky, but decided what to do, and debated what to do. Let's move closer. Maybe just a little more? I stepped forward while looking at Kudaha. Though I could feel hesitation in his gaze, he didn't speak out to stop me. He didn't speak out to stop me. I turned back to the mirror and... The shadowed figure suddenly stood right before me. His wild, crazed expression left me speechless, overcome with shock. He reached through and grabbed my arm. That was so fast, I had no time to react. Just as I felt myself being pulled in, Kudaha leapt from his hiding place and tightly latched onto the boy's arm. His whole weakened, and I quickly retreated away from the mirror. That was terrifying. My heart raced uncontrollably as I struggled to calm down. He only touched me through my clothes, but the fear left me shaking and numb. Okay. Kudaha's calm voice guided me, and I closed my eyes and breathed in deeply. I should not have gotten closer. That was a lapse in judgment on my part. Reflecting on my mistake, I slowly regained my composure. I took several deep breaths. Regardless, the sudden attack left an emotional scar on my mind. I think I'm okay now. I'm sorry, but I think I'm... upon opening my eyes, I found the boy in the mirror on our side, catching me off guard. Right, that makes sense. Kudaha had a firm grip on the boy's arm. This seemed to be a lot safer. The boy looked back at us, terrified. It was a stark contrast from his earlier demeanor. Our eyes met. Then he quickly averted his gaze to the floor. Is this the same person? He seems so different than before.
僕ダメなんです。最初あなたの体温を感じてから自制心が失われていくようで。
Well, what are you talking about?
僕にも初めてのことなのでよくわからないんですけど、あなたの手に触れたとき、一時的にですが心にある寂しさが薄れたんです。怖がらせると分かっていても、あなたのぬくもりが欲しくてたまらなくて。
His shifting expression left me unnerved, sending chills down my spine.
聖者の魅力に魅せられた。
さっき隠れていたのはいろいろ葛藤していたからなんです。前回のことを謝りたいって思う反面、鏡に近づいたら今度こそこっち側に引っ張れるっていう欲望もあって。
And it seemed his desires ultimately got the better of him.
心にある寂しさが薄れるその体温は僕にとって毒のようなものなのかもです。
Hearing this, I found it hard to hold any resentment towards him. The allure of the living. I was beginning to understand what that meant now. Now I understand your attraction to the living is out of your control, so it's all right now.
ありがとうございます。
一つ覚えておくといい。お前のみならず、幽霊が彼女に触れれば、彼女がとても苦しむということ。頭痛と精神的な苦痛を味わわせてしまうらしくてな。お前も彼女を傷つけたくはないだろう。
The boy just stared back at us, silent. His face, already devoid of any color, grew even paler.
本当にごめんなさい。僕なんて恐ろしいことを。
It's okay. You didn't know, so please don't worry about it now.
もう二度とあなたに触れません。完全に目が覚めました。
I'm glad to hear that, and thank you. I smiled, feeling relieved, and he stared blankly at me. Is something wrong?
いえ、なんでもないです。
He quickly looked away, and I thought I saw his cheeks turn red. Probably just the glow of the moon.
あなたが優しい人でよかったです。ありがとうございます。
I'd never seen him smile that way before. It was as though I was seeing his true smile. I get the feeling everything is going to be okay now. Kudha, maybe you can let go of his arm?
いや、いつ逃げるかわからないからな。話が終わるまでこのままでいてもらう。
逃げるのはあなたのせいです。いつも僕を狙ってるから。
Chasing you? There must be a misunderstanding. Actually, I turned to Kuraha. Kuraha, you didn't try to chase him before, did you?
あれは
Kuraha hesitated, then cleared his throat to try and regain his composure.
狙ってはいない。俺はただ聞きたいことがあって接触を試みていたんだ。
そんなの信じられないです。いつも怖い顔して鏡の前で待ち伏せしていたりして。
Ambush?
危険な人だから近づきたくなかったのに。
Well, I could see how Kuraha could appear scary. Kuraha, maybe you should apologize here.
そのようだな。
Kuraha released the boy's hand and gave a curt bow.
お前を怖がらせる気はなかった。心から悪かったと思う。すまない。
The young boy looked surprised before smiling gently.
もういいです。なんか話せてよかったです。
Whew, that's a relief.
でもどうして幽霊と聖者が一緒にいるんですか？
Well, he's helping me get back to the mortal realm.
うつしおへ帰る。
お前このおかしな空気に気づいていなかったのか？
それは気づいてました。鏡の外がやけに赤いから隔離用のようだと思っていたんです。
Okay, well, we stop it there. This is meowmurai. You've been watching 9 R.I.P. Running on Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, so this is actually an otome, but looking for an otome to play after we did the excellent Despair drops. So this is going to be a little similar, just more ghosts and spirits and legends versus the international intrigue of Despair drops. So yeah, we'll put Tsukime on hold until I can figure out if there's a good way to do that visual novel. It's got just a lot of violence in it, and so I don't know if there's a streaming service out there that would be friendly to it. So we'll see, but for sure we'll go through this one. This one has been rated highly, and as far as an otome is concerned, we have a variety of options that we can pick through, and the story seems like it's pretty good. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.